Hello everyone, my name is Sparkman. Welcome to another War Robots test server. This is test server 2.9.2 and it's really just testing a few modifications. The dash bots are still being tested, the new Scourge weapon is being tested, and there is a buff to the Zenit to match the Noricum buff, and a few other things. Not much really, but the major big one is of course the new user interface UI, and you can see it there in the screen now. And I'm not a big fan right now. I prefer the old one. There are a few things missing in this that I like. You can see my hanger there. I've got a couple of the new dash bots out because I'm looking forward to getting those when they get released. If they come out with gold currency, if they're not gold currency, which they may not be, then I'll just have to wait. So I've got a large amount of gold saved up for these guys. And I like this one. This is the light one, which is about the similar functionality as a Regatka. And if it's categorized as a light bot, although Pixonic have been a bit vague on that, then that'll complement my light bot hanger. There's a few bugs in this test server. You can see that these bots are having trouble walking over these surfaces. They sort of get hooked up and they go into this sort of jump animation, which slows them down a lot and causes me to get hit a few times, and again I'll get hit a few more times. That guy, that Butch with the trebs, keep an eye on him. I plan on getting vengeance on that guy. But for now we'll take out the camper. So the idea is to go up there, and there's a few campers sitting there. This is the Zenit guy. I mean, he's doing his job. He's trying to test Zenits, unfortunately. But my job is to take out campers. So I'll take my fast bot up here and lay waste to him, which is good. Interesting to see this guy with a Patton and punishes. I don't know why you run that. It's much better to run a Griffin punisher setup because you've got the jump as well and a little bit more health and more versatility. But nevertheless, test server, you can do whatever you like. There he is. There's the Butch. Right, now I'm using the Patton Noricums. Now, the Noricums have already been buffed in previous test servers, but rather than use Zenits, I like the Noricums more because they essentially fire all the weapons in a single burst, and so you get dumped on by a Noricum rain. Now, to use them well, you have to be able to lead your target if it's moving, or hopefully hit stationary targets. Stationary targets just get completely clobbered by this thing. A moving target then requires skill to actually figure out where it's moving. If it's moving towards or away from you, you can't do much, but if it's moving side to side, then you can use predictive firing and fire where it's going to be. So they're the campers back there, so they're my targets really, but there is a guy threatening center beacon, so I thought I'd give him a crack first because he's sitting on the ramp, and anyone that's not moving is a sitting duck for Noricums. So we'll try and swap the target over to him. There we go. So it's using target lock to lock on him. Now he's not really moving, so he should be vulnerable to my Noricums. And there they go. Bang, and knocks about half his health down. And I've got a teammate there that's also damaging him, so I think I'll waste my next shot because the teammate manages to kill him. Yeah, a bit late then. The Patton guy's over there at 700 meters. But let's see, I think I'll try and take him, but I think he's sheltering under one of those little shelters on the side there. He's just sitting there. I don't know why he's doing that. There's also a teammate over there, so he's really got much health. Aha! And someone else has Noricums. So again, with these bots, don't camp with these because if someone else has Noricums, you're toast. They can kill you as easily as you can kill them. It's best to keep moving, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Keeping in motion. And what I want to do now is find that Butch because he's Clearly a dedicated camper. I don't think I've got him there. I've got another one. I think I've got a. I think this guy is a no, what is he? One of the spider bots, the Raging. So I'll put one. He's good too because he doesn't actually move, so I can do a lot of damage on him. Ah, there we go. So I got clobbered by Noricums. But yeah, my target's the Butch. There we go. I've got him now. He can see me. So now it's a game of cat and mouse, the Butch and me. And I think I missed him with that because he's now moving. With Noricums, it's best to get as close as possible. They fly if they fly faster, the bot doesn't have as much time to move out of the way of the missiles when they come down. So the minimum range is 300 meters. So if you can get 300 to 400 with these guys, you can really rain death on things without giving them much of a chance to get away. But the longer the range you choose, the more difficult it is. And you can see this guy is moving, so he's not providing me with a stationary target. Nevertheless, he knows that I'm engaging him, so he's distracted now. He's thinking I've got to get away from this guy. There we go, I got him that time. He's thinking I've got to get away from this guy. So, and that's what you want to do with these Noricums. You know, you want to focus fire on the campers, the guys that are causing your team troubles. It's really funny how there's a guy right on the left of me, and he's not looking at me, I'm looking at him. You know, I'm just really focusing on this Butch. And now you can see the Butch, the range is getting smaller. He's coming after me now. I've made him angry. He knows that I'm after him, so he knows he can't rest now without while I'm alive. So he's getting quite close. I'm trying to hit him, but I think he's keeping under cover. But there's one of my teammates coming up there, the Transformer. So bang! So he got it. He got me. He managed to get me. But my teammate killed him. So that's that game over. And now I move into my Mark II dashbot, and I've got Punishers because I really want to test out gameplay with Punishers, because Punishers do an insane amount of damage. And the good thing about Punishers is they have quite a large magazine, so they fire for quite a long time, something like 10 or 12 seconds. And if you can get those bullets on target at max level, these Punishers will do I think around 400,000 if you can get every bullet to land, which is usually pretty difficult if you're far away, but because of bullet spread. But when you're close, it's not. So when you're close, these guys will just shred the opposition. Anything that's red that's close. So that's under 200 meters is considered close. That's the effective range for this weapon, 200 meters. The maximum range is 500, and as other people have been saying, if you're in the 500 meter range and you've got a large bot, like a big fat bot, like a heavy bot, like Griffins works really well, Lancelot works excellent, Furies, then at 500 meters these guys shred these big fat bots, because the bullet spread manages to go around the shield of the Lancelot and do damage to it, and they just catch a lot more bullets than big bots. And that's what I like about the Punishers, is you've got that sort of flexibility. You can stay out of the range of the brawling weapons, which is 300 to 350 meters range. You can stay out of that range and still do damage to them, whereas they can't do damage to you. And if you get in close, you can do an insane amount of damage. So, and the only downside, I guess, is the reload, the 10-second reload time. Because of a very large magazine, that's not such a problem. So here we go. I'm just going to take out this Raging. He's been happily firing Zenits for most of the game, I think. And look at him, he's just camping there. He doesn't even care. He's firing his last Zenits while I shred his shield. So he's provided me with a nice target. And, I'm not sure who gets the final kill on him. There's the Talondos guy as well, taking chunks out of him. There's that Scourge weapon. I didn't get a chance to try it out in this test server, but you can see the sort of health damage it does when you're close by looking at it firing at me. It's a very dangerous weapon, and when it's released, and it's going to be released quite soon, I think, it might be one of those weapons that are worth getting, simply because of the amount of damage it does, and again, it works like a Punisher, in that it does more damage the closer you get. Anyway, that's this test server, and until the next time, this is Sparkman. See you later.